Not much, man. I like how we're always the first two people to actually join this chat.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't show you my mouse. Yeah, look at. Hold on. My lighting, my mouse. Look at it. Look at it. You need to work. Work. There we go. Well, look at it. Ah! Oh God, it's hooked up. Look, the mouse.
That's a fascinating mouse.
It's very old. It's one of those. It's one of the old style ones where you actually have to plug it in. You know, you gotta shove it in.
I see. There's a lot of mouse those. There's a lot of mouse those day. There's a lot. There's still. I'm gonna shut up because I can't speak.
Anyway,
where are the rest of the lads? Sebastian says
so today,
I has class in Foreman's. Sorry, and then Tanner just hasn't seen it yet. But let's hold on. Let me make this clear because I'm a bit confused. Is this a Shrieking Shrooms / Dungeons and Dragons thing?
This is yes, but this is not. So you have a notebook with you, right?
I have one over here. One moment.
Go get it. I'm gonna grab the dice. Okay. There it is. These right here are the dice, the little Santa sack. Okay. So we have 3 dice. I'm gonna grab a notebook myself. Oh, so actually I should probably I think it's pretty cool. So you know the project in history that we have to do about our family ancestry and stuff like that?
Yeah, the immigration project where we got to find a story of our immigrant parents.
So I was telling my parents about it. I was like, yeah, the teachers got us doing this project, blah, blah, blah. I had said, hey, I'll just ask my grandmother if she can just like give me some information. She lived when my great great grandfather was alive. He's immigrated, and the only thing she said to me, he came on a boat. That's all she said. He came on a boat, and I don't know what sparked it in them, but now they're just interested. Like, we found out the boat he was on, the year he arrived, his age, pretty much things like that, what he did when he came to the States. He changed his name when he came here to sound more American. It's...
That sounds like a pretty interesting story.
Yeah.
The story that I ended up with was not much of a story, but it was you should hear some of these names actually. I wrote them down in this same journal that I'm using right now. So my I think great grandparents, though my great grandmother's name was Alexandria Archikewicz. And then my great grandfather's name was Stanislaw.
All right.
Those are some names.
So my mother, for my father's grandmother, she did some research on, because my father's last name is Knox. The Knoxes are really embedded in the state. Like, they go back to 1799, just being in the state alone. So, when I come across the name on this paper, Sylvanus B. Knox, that's a pretty odd name. Like, you wouldn't think somebody would be named Sylvanus.
But I mean, it still sounds kind of cool, though. I wouldn't mind it, but being named Stanislaw? Let me try and spell it out for you. Stanislaw.
I mean,
It's Stan, so S-T-A-N.
Yeah.
I-S-L-A-W. Stanislaw.
Stanislaw.
And then the story that I'm actually going to go with, she's French. She's She's on my mother's side. I know that much. Her name was Catherine Lalore,
Lord.
who was married to Louis Badilic LaPlante. And I have a bunch of dates and a bunch of stuff about it and where they came from. Apparently, Catherine was sent to Canada by the French king to get married in Canada and, like, take over that place for France. So she was, like, sent out there as a daughter of the king to go there and spread their Francais wings to Canada. And in which at some point later in the generations it came down to America just because, I don't know.
Why not?
Why not? Maybe something
Yeah.
pushed him out of Canada. I don't know. But that's probably the story I'm going to go with for the project just because I have so much stuff about it. Yeah. Oh, and Sir Stanislaw from Poland. Warsaw, Poland.
But I'm not going with Sylvanus because he lived in Maine his entire life. But there's an article in the papers I have that says that for a long time he was the best farmer in North undisclosed location. He was the best farmer there for a very long time. Like, he actually did a lot of good stuff around there and all that good jazz.
The story
That's my
for that was my phone too, almost in unison, except mine was a little later. He says I'm ready. Tell him I sent him the link on Hangouts. I said that. Never mind. What interests me and my mother mostly was Catherine Lalore, who was the daughter of the king, sent to Canada. Blah 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 blah. It was weird because she's not. I think the thing was she's not like pure blood French, so she's not eligible to be in the group of the king's daughters. So something happened there. So she was suddenly for some reason she ended up. Oh, there's Tanner. For some reason she ended up actually being included in that group, which was Filet du Roi, I think is how you pronounce it. And I can't say that I'm not French because I'm talking about a French ancestor. But how does a non-French person get nominated as a daughter of the French king? I don't know. But somehow she ended up in Canada and came over here and became
whatever.
Dead. Anyway.
Yeah, became whatever she was.
Became whatever she was. We didn't get much information about that yet, but
no, but my ancestor came on a ship from Italy through Ellis Island, and we had originally the name I had gotten was Rosario Canada was the name. And I was doing all this research and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I mean, he did all this kind of stuff. This is really neat. And then my grandmother calls me up and was like, yeah, you're researching the wrong person. It's like, okay. So I had to go back and do it all again about Antonio Canada.
Antonio.
Which, I mean, yeah.
That sounds Italian. Antonio.
Because he is Italian.
I knew it.
Yeah. But he ended up being a barber in Massachusetts. And I mean that's still pretty cool. Because he passed it down.
Massachusetts, that's where Miss Lalore went, I believe. Okay, she was born. What? How did she become a French How did she become a daughter of the French king if she was born in London, England? She didn't live... You know what? We have no idea. But she ended up coming to Massachusetts. So did Sir Stanislaw.
Anyway, so Tanner, you're just joining us. We're talking about our history project that we have to do.
We have to do a global issues project on our immigration history.
Oh, he can't get his mic to work. That's amazing.
Bruh, I can't get my mic to work. What the hell, man? Well, come on.
Well, while Tanner can't speak, we'll talk about what we're doing today. So, today we're playing D&D along with doing the Shrieking Shrooms podcast. So, because I was expecting Sebastian to show up. He'll be back. Okay, but I was expecting Sebastian to show up. Because he's not, I'm gonna make a character and also be the master guy-o. Which, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, no.
Trust me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's gonna be some decisions made that are gonna be,
So
I don't even know.
Explain what the journals are for. How is this going to go? Like, are you going to make your own campaign, roll dice, make characters?
You're gonna, I don't know if you can see the lines. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make it like we would make the notes that the teacher had taught us to. Like the line, and then you're gonna make some space. I don't know the best way to do this. So you're gonna drop a line, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. And then you're gonna cut it like halfway, right, like this.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can make another line to fit your character's name and class.
I see. Long story short, I need a bigger journal. Be right back.
Yeah, you're gonna need a bigger notebook.
I think I have a selection of
notebooks. Is Tanner trying to come back in, or is he just doing his thing?
He's not back yet. It's fine.
It's fine.
No rush.
No, I tried. I don't. Oh, does it work? Oh, does it work? Hold on. I don't know if it works or not.
What the fuck? I picked a random notebook from underneath my desk, and the first sentence that I wrote on here says, "I didn't expect a riot so soon."
Oh god.
All right. Well, next page.
So,
hey, Tanner, trip enter the waiting room.
So there's different ways we can do this. Do we want to start off with the podcast, or what do we want to do here?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, Tanner.
Finally, jeez. Why couldn't I get my mic to work? Like, it hasn't been working in my classes for, like, the past 2 weeks.
You're just your built-in laptop mic, or are you trying to use the big one?
Yeah, just my built-in laptop mic.
Oh.
I can't get my actual, like, recording mic to plug in because, I somehow broke a 3.5 millimeter jack cable into the headphone socket. I think I told you guys that.
Said this last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
now I got a USB now I got to get a USB adapter for it. So. Not fun.
Not fun.
Oh,
Marcus, quick! Fill up your jar. Fill up your jar with mysterious liquid. You need to drink it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly.
No, I said every other podcast. Every other one.
Sure.
I did say every other one. I don't want to repeat what happened
Just
last
pour
time.
your seltzer.
Marcus, this time I want there to be Mountain Dew and toilet water.
I can chug this if you want.
Sure. That is the only alternative. Chug, 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 chug. I wish I had a soundboard so I could record me saying chug and then just press the button a bunch of times. Oh, it's almost down. He's almost got it. And there we go.
I felt it coming up my nose.
He's going to projectile vomit upon his laptop.
No, I like felt it in my nose. I don't like that feeling.
Well, welcome to Carbonation, my friend. So, Tanner, you
Anyway,
got yourself a notebook?
I do.
Yeah, you got yourself a notebook.
You gotta get yourself a notebook.
You do?
I got one.
All right.
Hold on, let me grab some
Okay.
pencil.
You're gonna want to do
So-
something like this. You're gonna want to make a line, and then you're gonna want to make all the way down to the bottom, and then you want to make another line here, and then another line here. It's not easy to see, but
Yeah. You're going to want to make a thing like that, and then we're going to begin the podcast.
Send a
Crap.
picture on Instagram to make sure I got it right.
All right.
Why can't you just turn your camera on?
Shut the hell up, Marcus. I hope I got it right. I don't got too many pages in this.
And Sebastian
I
said he
think
has a
you got
class in 4 minutes.
Ha, loser. I'm pretty sure
With
actually
class.
I have class. I'm pretty sure I'm like missing class right now. But don't worry, I have an alibi. My Wi-Fi apparently is clipping in and out.
Ah.
Oh, that's nice.
Unstable.
Anyway,
So that's how I got out of band.
the image that you sent's not showing up for me, so...
I literally just sent it, Marcus. There.
There it is.
Come
I
on.
hear it.
You know, I have to test my my noise to... Oh, I deleted the app, so it's not going to work. Never mind.
You're an
Look at it.
idiot. Something
Oh,
like
shut
that.
Yeah, that's about
No.
right. You need to draw another, less of a box. It's more of a
More of a
like you're
line.
fine there.
Like,
You drew a box, but it just needs to be a line all the way across.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. You should be fine with the box there, though.
It's
It
just so we
works.
can organize the whole character thing and where we're doing what our
Yeah.
actions are.
So we're
So-
playing D&D.
We're playing makeshift D&D with me as your host here. With me as your
Markimus Prime himself.
friend. You know, I'm gonna make some poor decisions here.
Bro, when are we gonna start collabing with PewDiePie?
We're not.
I'll email him next time.
We're gonna do the podcast first, because, you know, podcasts, all good jazz and stuff, and then hop into D&D.
You know, apparently,
So-
I think Tom said that he might have actually been one of the. There's been 3 virus cases
Yes.
on the campus, and it
Yep.
appears that Tom was one of them.
Tom,
Really?
you idiot.
He did, you know, he's
know
been,
what?
like,
Let's see if we
texting
can-
me about-
Actually, we can't say the virus's name because YouTube will demonetize.
They will.
I don't know why.
He's been texting me talking about how he wants to pelt people with the Chinese candy. He wants to save it till our senior year and then
Why?
do something, throw it at people.
Is that gonna be his senior prank?
My senior prank would probably be getting 3 white chickens, putting a 1, a 2, and a 4 on them, and then letting them loose through the school and letting the teachers try.
All right, we're getting Tom. Tom's coming in now. We can interview him.
We're gonna make fun of him for having the certain virus in which is going around, not specific.
Yes, haven't
I
you heard it?
Must have bleep it.
Sharpie virus.
The Sharpie virus.
The Sharpie
That
virus.
works. So, anyways, I'm thinking something I'll do on the podcast is change my profile picture every week.
That sounds nice. Tom's here. All right.
Sounds nice. We're sick of seeing the same naked man behind the counter, Tanner.
Yeah,
At Subway.
at Subway. Okay.
Hi,
so,
Tom.
Tom, you wanna that fucking profile picture?
I hate that profile picture.
Tom, if
No!
we've heard correctly, we'd like to ask, is it true that you've become one of the victims of the certain virus going around that we can't say on YouTube because they'll take us down?
No, I'm just a close contact.
Okay, sure. Trying to hide it, Tom.
I didn't approve of them asking. They just went on ahead and did it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna guess
you like-
that's all you needed me for, and now I'm like just leave because there's nothing else.
Yeah, that's all we
I
needed.
can-
We just needed
That's all we
confirmation.
needed. We just need confirmation.
Go away,
Bye,
Tom. No one wants you here.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks
That
for being
counts
the
as
guest for like
bullying?
3 minutes.
Would that count as cyberbullying?
That counts as bullying.
That counts as cyberbullying, yeah.
You're
Well, why
I'll
mean.
put it in the
Okay,
description.
so-
They'll be fine with it.
Guys, I'm sorry, but why did cyberbully victims, why don't they just shut off their laptops?
Because laptops are like the whole internet is supposed to be like a safe zone. It's built to be like one of those things, but it's
My
just
safe
gotten out of
day.
hand.
My favorite state. I don't know. I go on it. That's about it. I go on it.
Marcus's claim on the internet. I go on it. That's about it.
No, I mean it's there's a lot
Yeah,
of
definitely
different
isn't like you're a
opinions
media
out there.
creator.
There's a lot of different opinions on the internet, and there's a lot of people that either
That is how
think
the
their
human
opinion's
mindset
the
works,
only opinion.
Marcus.
Tanner.
I know this. Like, there's a lot of
Well,
people
apparently
that are
not
like,
if you're trying to
"Oh,
explain
well,
it to us.
well, a lot of people don't understand this either, Tanner. It's
A
rather
lot of
stupid that people
and-
don't believe
The
their
way
opinion is
he
the only
stopped
opinion.
and went, boy.
You
Oh my god.
But there's a lot of people out there that just don't understand when to really stop talking or believe that they are the ones entitled to speaking and nobody else is. Like, I have the talking stick!
Shut up, Marcus. Why do you have to bring up the talking stick?
I'm sorry. Hold
Marcus, your
I do
phone
have to
is
shut up
ringing.
because there's a phone.
I would have taken that super seriously, but it sounded like he was just trying to, scientifically make a point of how, like, it's as if he was talking to somebody and he's making a scientific point of why they should shut up.
But I have the talking stick.
Shut up.
Okay, dude, just shut up. It is literally my turn. The teacher called on me. But I have the talking stick. It's like when the smart kid in the class, you get a higher grade than him, and he tries to defend himself like he did something wrong. Like you got a 93, or you got a 93 and he got like a 90. It was just because he skipped a step and the teacher didn't like that. Well, clearly,
show all
guys,
his work.
I did this, and that. Well, he only did that. So I think he really should have had less of a score than me. Like, dude, shut up. No one cares.
Have you ever seen the memes where it's like that's Tom. But have you ever seen the memes where it's like the math teacher there's some stupid picture and then it says when you get the same exact answer the math teacher wants you to get, but you get it in like a different way.
Different
And
formula,
it just shows
same
somebody
answer.
somebody's really mad. It's
like Miss
I
Chapel,
don't know.
which is my algebra teacher. I don't know if you guys know her.
Oh, she was my algebra teacher too before I had to go remote.
Yeah.
Mr. Gustafson, he's pretty cool though.
Mr. Gustafson. Applaud to that. Wait, it sounds German. Gustafson? I don't know what it's.
That sounds more
probably
Swedish than German.
Anyway, Tanner, continue.
We're learning about
It's something.
exponents, for the 5th time in my life. And, don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing because it's relatable.
Since I already know this, I don't have to put down my work. But she seems to think that I'm mentally not mentally correct. That is a good way of saying that I'm insane. And she thinks that I don't know that 3 squared is going to be 9, so I need to write it out. But I don't.
God, Tanner, you should consider yourself lucky right now. Right now, we have to learn like slope intercept and like different things. Like it's just like really
Here's the thing,
annoying.
though. Marcus, you are. The beginning of the year, I was doing that in person. I was doing slopes. I was doing, solve for A, solve for B. And now what's happening is...
Solve for A and solve for B is algebra itself, Hunter. All you have to say is algebra.
I guess I could just say algebra. But what's happening now is that when I went into the remote classes, you know what he's having me do? He's helping me learn what fractions are. I've been
I know.
Didn't we learn that in like 7th grade? Oh wait, no, we didn't, because Mr. Johnson doesn't know how to teach correctly. That's why we had to redo
Now,
7th grade with Miss Schoenfeld.
I will say that I was pre-algebra going into algebra in his class because we had actually done very well with the fractions. We learned fractions in 6th grade. And in 8th grade, for a good amount of time, the teacher kept I felt like she was teaching us like we were complete morons. She thought we were stupid, is what I think that's what she thought we were, just complete idiots. And
Yeah, Miss Schoenfeld.
I got that vibe off of her quickly.
You guys ever have that vibe from Miss Schoenfeld when you're sitting at a desk and you do something just a little wrong, or the person next to you does something a little wrong, and then she comes over like,
Oh my god.
Hunter,
I
I had
remember
a class
there was
with
a day
Micaiah. What do you think? I had a class with
had a very nice class.
Christian, Micaiah, Jordan, Asher, Gunner. What do
basically
you
all
think?
the popular athletic kids. All the popular
Yes,
athletic kids.
but also the one
Tanner,
that pick off
we
a
had-
teacher.
We had one whole class where we sat in a circle and she looked at us, how Hunter just looked at us, how he just did that. She sat down and she was just like, "What's the problem here? Why do you act like
I
towards
remember
me?"
coming out of the ELA and I walked past to go to the bathroom and she's like, "What you guys are doing in class is unacceptable, inappropriate, and violent."
I remember this class. We were all going in for algebra. We were all going in to learn math. And the day before was just like people messing around because we had like we had like Micaiah, Asher, all of those people. And Tyler mostly drove Miss Schoenfeld insane. But the next day we came in and she was sitting in a chair in the center of the room and was like, "Everybody circle up," with that straight expression of, and then we all go to sit down and she's got the ball or the talking stick and
Talking shit.
she sits down and she's like, "What is the problem here?" And it wasn't
That
just
was the same.
it wasn't
That
just
sounds like the same voice of the kid that goes, "No more saying swear words, guys. It's inappropriate and violent."
but so, and it was a sincere thing. It was like yelling, like the next room over could certainly hear Mr. Lowe sitting at his desk like,
I forgot
that's
about
a
Mr.
math
Lowe.
class getting scolded. But so we're all
Mr.
sitting
Lowe
there.
was such a cool guy.
He was great. We were all sitting there, and she legitimately, as angry as possible, like neck veins throbbing out, like, "What
my
is
God,
going
no.
on?"
Yes, I love it when a 50-year-old woman's neck veins pop out.
She's like,
So
"What is
So,
happening here?" And she,
I think the day before, I don't know what happened. I think Austin or Emma or somebody like that. I had lost Cap to a pen, and we had found it on the ground, and Emma was like, "Oh, isn't that a coinky dink?" And I just lost it. I just started dying laughing. I couldn't stop.
laughing
And
was the issue.
Your humor in the 8th
She
grade
just
was so
screamed,
garbage.
"Get out!"
I remember this. Laughing was the issue. I remember that. It wasn't just Tyler driving Miss Schoenfeld insane, but it was because we laughed. Mostly Marcus. Marcus laughed at everything else that was happening around because we were given work that we didn't really care about. So we were just sitting there and things were going to hell around us, and we couldn't do anything but just laugh at it because it was just so stupid, and the teacher was getting so mad. And then she pointed at Marcus and was like, "Get out right now." She couldn't have dismissed any of the people going crazy. She dismissed the one laughing at everyone. And then the next day she had to sit down and just talk about why the class was going bad.
She
I
put
remember
me
I
out in the
got, like, put
hallway,
into the
and I
hallway.
was sitting there.
You go, Marcus.
I'm talking. She put me out in the hallway, and I was dying.
Yeah,
I was still
Marcus
dying.
has the
And
talking stick.
she walked out, and I have the talking stick still. But she walked out, and her face was just. Her face was just like dead as could be, and she just looked at me and she was like, "It's not friggin' funny," and I was like, "Yes, it is."
This reminds
I
me.
couldn't stop.
This reminds me of.
garbage in 8th grade.
This reminds me of 7th grade health. Y'all remember that, Marcus?
Oh my
You
God,
don't, because
what-
you
what
were in
was
the
the teacher's
library
name?
every day.
I couldn't deal with her.
What was the
She
teacher's
just. That was Miss Shea.
Miss Shea, yes.
That was Miss Shea.
And then 8th grade, the
I
bane
just-
of my existence, Miss La Rosa.
Miss La Rosa.
I remember that was funny. 'Cause
That was
she got
hilarious.
mad.
That entire
I-
semester was just hilarious. I
I
remember.
have very so,
I remember
just
we
for
were
the
learning-
viewers.
Shut up, Marcus. I'm the talking stick. I
Talking
remember.
stick.
I remember when we were learning about the food groups, and I was like, "Can I label my vegetables Veggie Tales?" And she was like, I never say that there's ever a dumb question, but that changes my mind." It was so funny.
I forgot what I had said or what. No, Noah, he got
he yelled,
he got
yes,
banned.
CBT.
He got banned from the internet at school because of what he was doing. He was able to like hack into things. He was just very computer motivated, and he had figured out a way to get the screen completely blue or green.
Oh, yeah,
And he was
blue
sitting there
screen.
T-posing just green.
He started a
And-
fucking cult. Every day he had his laptop and he had the whole thing just be green. And he'd stand up, even when the teacher was on the other side of the room, he'd just stand green. And he got like 6 other people to do it
It
until.
was the funniest shit ever.
No,
And then he-
Tanner,
and
the
then he-
funniest thing.
Oh, sorry, Marcus, you have the talking
The
stick.
I have the talking stick. The funniest thing that ever happened in that class was when somebody said CBD.
That was
he
Noah.
said-
That was Noah. He said CB.
It was a substitute teacher, but we were in class and somebody was like, "Oh, CBD" and stuff like that, and he just got up and he was like, "CBT, cockamamie torture, what?" And everybody just lost it.
And then the teacher was like, "No, leave,
I felt
get out."
bad for all the 5th grade classes around us. Like,
Yeah, it was in the 5th grade
everybody
wing.
just died. Even Ethan lost it, and Ethan never laughs.
It was bad. I had said something to make the whole class laugh one time in there, and Miss La Rosa came up to me and she was like, "They're laughing at you, not with you." And I was like, "I'm laughing at me. It's one of those things."
Remember when we were watching those inspirational videos? And I was like, it looks like a Dodge commercial, because it did. And she was like, it's not funny. I was like, to me it fucking is.
Oh my god.
And then I remember she would target you specifically throughout the year. She would only look for you.
Marcus
It
was
was-
always the one to get blamed for things.
Marcus was
it was
always the
bad.
one to get sent to the principal's office, to go out in the hall, to get a pink slip.
I got sent out. I got sent out a couple times for that, and I like how on my report card. I'm not saying my parents punished me, obviously, but it was one of those things on my report card. It said very disrespectful, and my parents, they didn't ask any questions. They were just like, "You're grounded for a month," and it's like, okay. They didn't.
Okay, cool.
That was like that was it. That it was out the door, on to the next thing.
Do you guys remember? She had us do a project where we would
Plan
rip
out food for a week? Yeah.
Yeah, we would.
Oh my god!
We would.
Marcus made his kids eat
I have-
sleeping pills.
Shut up!
No, I had them eat drugs.
Let me tell the story. You're both muted. I have the talking stick. I remember Marcus is losing his shit over there. I remember we were given these newspapers, and she had us take ads out of it. You're both fucking losing it. And we had to plan food for us and our children for a week. And I remember I found an ad for sleeping pills, and I cut out that one, and I said, here's my plan. I'm going to feed my children sleeping pills every day. And that means I don't have to get any more food. I don't have to get any water, nothing. I get to eat the good stuff. And I'm just going to give them a sleeping pill every day, and then boom, problem solved. Am I wrong? And then Miss LaRosa was like, yes!
I remember half the time she was like, okay, Marcus, that's enough. And Marcus would go look at her dead set in the eyes and say, no, Miss LaRosa, it isn't.
It was, I don't know what it is, because I walked directly in there, and she had said, like, oh, just get, like, so I walked in there first day, I was like, I'm just going to admit it right now, I do have some pretty bad blood with health teachers. It's not your fault if I act up in class, but at the same time it is. And she's like, that's funny, you shouldn't joke like that. And I was like, I'm not kidding. And so it was that, and then she kept me after class a couple times, and she was like, let's just have a keyword. Let's just have a keyword when you want to act up like that, and I'll just send you out. And the keyword was like cheese or something like that. And I said it multiple times, and she just ignored me. And I was like, all right, you know what? Just started going off.
What I didn't get is that she said that for 4 years, she was a science teacher.
I couldn't deal with her.
They put a science teacher to teach health.
Not only
How
that.
dumb are you?
It's like health and... I think it was, yeah, basically health is like Defense of the Dark Arts, Harry Potter style. Every year there's a new teacher because the last one had some catastrophic event happen because everybody was just driving them insane. But speaking of driving teachers insane, 6th grade, Miss Dugan, y'all remember?
Oh my god, didn't she get fired?
She
got what she got what she deserved. She got what she deserved.
Was she that bad?
I think she quit because we drove her insane.
So, for the audience not knowing who Miss Dugan is, she was our 6th grade teacher, where if somebody got bullied, say somebody got called a name and it was not a very nice name, she wouldn't correct the student that was calling them the name. She would egg them on and laugh at the student that was being insulted.
Really? I'm happy I was in Miss Olson's class. You know how many times I get shit on?
Then again, I say she got what she deserved due to the fact that there was some lights out in her house, and I don't know what kind of moron does it. She straight up kicked a wall and broke her foot.
Wait, that's how she broke her foot?
I remember that.
And on top of that, like, your lights are out. You're not like flailing your feet. You're not doing like a jig. You're walking around with your hands out, not your feet like kicking things. It's like she broke her foot like that.
I remember that now. I totally blocked out the fact that she had like a foot sprain for like a few months. That's so weird.
But on top of that, she had blown her eardrum out when she had a cold. Some phlegm got clogged up in the tubes that are where your ear goes down. Some phlegm came up and she coughed and it spewed out of her ear.
Oh!
She put her eardrum in a bag and brought it to school to show it to us.
Oh yeah.
I
was lucky enough.
I mean, I'm not one of those types that are disgusted by that stuff, but I thought it was pretty funny that she got what she deserved.
Okay, do you guys remember 7th grade Miss Woodward's long-term sub, Miss Lemonade? Or at least that's what we called her.
Miss Lemonade.
Marcus wasn't in the class, but I was. Tanner, I remember you went to sleep on the floor, and she
ended up kicking me in the balls.
She came over, like, tugged on your ear, kicked you a bit, and then went to the phone and fake called the the principal.
Yeah, and she thought I would fall for that. I called her bluff so fucking hard. I
She
just
acted like
laid
she
there.
called him. She acted like she called him, but he didn't come, and she didn't really call him. And
No, she ended up going to Miss what's her name? Science teacher.
Yeah, Miss Welch.
Miss Welch.
Yeah, Miss Welch. She
Miss
ended up
Welch.
going to Miss Welch, and she's like, Tanner, it's a week before that field trip. Don't mess it up now. I was like, bruh.
I got so mad because I had done all the missing work I needed to do. I had done everything perfect, and I couldn't go to the field trip because I didn't do a band goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Yeah, I
then
remember that. You got
I did the
pissed.
band goal.
The
I
fucking
did the
field
band
trip
goal, and I was like,
said-
"So can I go now?" I mean, it's right across the street. I can just walk there, and they're like, "No, you're here now." It's like,
the field trip to the field trip
Fun
to
town.
the. No, I mean, there was a field trip to the movie
the-
theaters at some point, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah, when you guys went,
No, it
went
was
to
Because
the
I
bowling
don't.
alley.
I wasn't able to go. It was the bowling.
I wasn't
alley.
able to go
no,
because
there was
Miss McPhee decided to mark one of my projects that I handed in that day that it was due. She ended up marking it late because she misread, or sorry, no, she mismarked it thinking that I was somebody else. Like, how do you mess that up?
I
I
wasn't
heard
able
that-
to.
I got
Got the
I know
Dumbo-
that Marcus was able to go because he came back and
Yeah.
gave me half a bag of popcorn, which was nice. Thanks, man. It's
and
fun.
I also came back with a
But-
girlfriend.
Oh yeah, you did.
wasn't that Tammy?
Yeah, that lasted about a month.
And then we got
Lasted
assigned
a
that
month.
8th grade thing with you, me, and Tammy, where I dressed up as somebody I probably should say on the internet.
I
Yeah,
had
great
to-
Tanner
dictator
was
during World War II.
I had to stay back.
Tanner
during
had to be,
some college. I don't remember which one it was.
I had to be Schmittler.
Yeah, he had. It was pretty funny though. I mean, that was a pretty
It
neat
was
presentation.
Oh yeah, the 8th grade.
Yeah, that was the same presentation.
Yeah, the thing to replace the
Thursday.
timelines project because the woman who did that quit.
Oh, the plague
Yeah.
doctor. I remember my performance. That was fun.
Who were you in with?
I
Were
was
you-
I was with
Skylar?
Ellie. I was with Ellie. I was with Bronwyn. I was with. Oh God, there was another guy there, but I don't remember whom it was. Or maybe that was just us three. There was somebody else.
I think it was 3.
But
I think
I
everyone
still-
was 3.
to this day,
Oh no.
have the plague doctor mask.
It looks like a pigeon. He looks like a
Oh,
he
God.
looks like a pelican. Okay. And I think that I
Anyway.
think like the day of presenting, that was when Michael misread Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yep. Yeah, he
It was
bombed
Hiroshima.
hard on
It
that.
was like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Like he
Yeah.
butchered the names so hard.
I feel bad that we didn't get to have
Yeah.
a project together, but I think that I
I think it was better off.
I think it was better off. I think I was happy with my plague doctor performance, and I got a few friends and got to enjoy
Marcus and
Bronwyn every
Tammy
day.
harassed me a lot.
So I think it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
8th grade wasn't that bad when you look at it in some lights, I'll say.
No, I mean, I
Oh,
thought
guys, you
I
remember
did
this
pretty.
Fortnite? That was awesome.
Oh,
Oh my god, bro, Micaiah got kicked out of my class so many times.
I don't even
remember we were learning
understand.
about like.
I don't even
we were learning
understand.
about-
Tanner has the talking stick. Sorry, I'm so
Oh,
disrespectful.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I remember like we were learning about like root verbs or something like that, and I misread like one of them. It was like I can't remember what it was. But it rhymed with.
Cork spasm,
So I ended up saying.
pork chasm.
You may have to censor that out. But
no.
then she brings me out and she's like, that was very inappropriate and rude, and I'm going to put it on your report card. I was like, I didn't mean to. I mispronounced it. And she was like, sure, Tanner, sure. like with the most like sarcastic tone. I'm pretty sure that was the same day you guys got yelled at by Miss Schoenfeld.
Yeah, some days in 8th
Yeah.
grade were a little rough.
Miss Fryover was overall a
Yeah.
good guy.
But
No, I was really mad. Who has the talking stick here?
You do.
you can have the talking stick.
Okay. So in 7th grade, I was in the best class in English. I did really good on all my projects. I consider myself very good at writing. And I don't know what the teacher saw, but she continuously reminded me, hey, stop talking to people. And I was, because my project was done, I did everything I needed to do for the day, and everybody else around me was done. I think that affected the class I had in 8th grade because I was in the worst class in 8th grade. It really sucked.
People said that Miss McPhee was really nice. She was okay. The way that she graded was nice. As long as you were honest with her and say that you didn't do the reading, she would mark you down as good. But if you lied to her and she found out, she'll mark you with a 0.
She gave off very Mr. Lowe vibes. Like he can be angry when he wants.
Mr. Lowe was awesome. Like
Mr. Lowe was the best history teacher, and
my best
that
self.
goes up against everybody we've ever had.
I mean, like Mr. Saunders isn't that great.
He's okay. I mean,
He's good.
Never met him.
he's not one of the
He's a
worst.
jerk sometimes.
He can be. He's a little intimidating as well. But Mr. Lowe was at the beginning.
I don't find him intimidating. He drives a 2006 Honda Civic.
But
the V6. What do you expect?
but, it's my turn for the talking stick, bitches.
Yeah.
I will say that first off, Mr. Lowe, great history teacher. He's got that kind of thing where like he's a very charismatic person. Like whenever you see him, you're like, hey! But then there's also the time where if the class is bad and needs to be disciplined, which usually that doesn't happen because
it was very
good at keeping the class, together. But when it does get out of hand, he can be one of the scariest people in the room.
Oh my god, he was horrifying.
But
and I will say in general, one thing you turned off your camera, Tanner. But I will say in general,
it's still the same for
No, all right.
But in general, the only way I get along with a teacher is if I can actually get along with them. It's not the workload, it's not the work, it's not the class. It's reading them. It's either you can read them like a book or you can't. And usually when you can read them like a book and you can easily see what their intentions are and how they're going to act, it's pretty easy to know what gets under their skin. Whereas, like, Mr. Lowe, you didn't know everything about him. You couldn't understand him fully. And so you try to, like, be nice to him and stuff like that. By the end of the year, you're nice to him. You understand what he likes to do, what he doesn't, what makes him a good teacher and stuff.
He's
really the only thing he got.
The man that could pass for, like, a elders home helper, but also passes as a Marine veteran. At the same time, you wouldn't be surprised if you heard either one from him because he's such a mysterious guy, but he's also he teaches history perfectly, and he
comes from like Montana or somewhere. And he said that he fixed up one of the most screwed up schools there with actual Marine veterans.
And it shows.
Yeah, no, he said that.
It shows, he has great discipline. I mean, like, he never actually, like, physically, like, he laid hands on us, but not, like, in sexual or mean ways. Like, he'd pat you on the shoulder.
He gave
he meant it as
a reassuring dad that everyone always wanted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But, like, I remember the one thing that he was always very specific about is to respect him and everyone else. If you did not respect someone, that was a big no-no.
And it's not like some of the times where, like, say, I'm going to bring up, for example, any health teacher ever and Marcus. It's not like the case where Marcus disrespects the teacher because he feels something. And then the teacher comes over and is like, you need to respect all of us. And Marcus wasn't able to take them seriously because there's like
They're health teachers.
it's just not right because they're not doing something right in some way. So he's all like,
No.
no, I have the talking stick. But Mr. Lowe did it in a way where, like, if he comes over to you and because you were disrespectful, and he comes over to you and he disciplines you, and even if you're a person like Marcus, you feel bad because it's like, wow. Usually
he's always reassuring, like
it's
he
always
tries
like
to be the nice guy.
It's more of like, instead of him coming over and being like, you need to stop, or like, you need to go, or like, you really need to stop right now. It's more like a,
Hey, dude, come on,
I'm not
do
angry. I'm just disappointed. And you're like,
that. Now I feel like the dick.
I see it. The way my mind works, it's weird. I really do believe in the eye for an eye system. So a lot of the health teachers I've met have been dicks. They've been whatever they are. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. They're being a dick, I'll be a dick back. And a lot of people will not agree with me on that, but others will. And
Like, really, no one liked Miss LaRosa. Like, I couldn't tell a single person that liked her.
I hated Miss
No.
LaRosa.
The only
I
person
loved
that-
the class, just because of all the chaos that goes down in it,
Class
that I don't get in trouble for it.
Hold on, Marcus has the talking stick.
Marcus has the
I have the talking stick now. It got passed. Hunter gave me the talking stick.
yeah,
But
take it.
it was one of those things where it's like the only person that was actually like paying attention was Wesley. And even then, he's one of those kind of
I forgot
people
about Wesley.
Wesley,
he
Jesus
is,
himself.
no matter what class he's in, a teacher's pet. He thrives to be the teacher's pet. And
Worse
in
than
that
Laura.
class, you couldn't be the teacher's pet. You could not be the teacher's pet in that class because if you were an outcast.
No one liked teachers' pets. Nobody.
Everybody in
I
Miss
didn't like
LaRosa's
Wesley
class.
to be-
What's funny
And
is,
I remember we kept like telling Laura to ask Wesley out.
Oh my god. He creeped me out. No offense to him, but he's a polygamist. He is he met somebody on an online chat room, which that's kind of creepy to begin with.
What, a
But-
Meggle?
I don't know, but he met somebody on an online chat room, Wesley, and they ended up dating, and then Laura asked him out or vice versa. And he was like, so he already had two. And then apparently he was hitting on Melanie or something like that later on in the year.
Wesley the gangster.
It's creepy. The
Wesley,
kid's creepy.
He's out he's out praising to Jesus on the streets.
Yeah.
Praise him for that booty.
What I was saying about Miss LaRosa's class was,
Praise the
it wasn't the stereotypical class where like there will be some students who are like, guys, shut up, I'm trying to be in this class. Everybody in that class was the person who was fooling around. You were either fooling around or
except for
sitting
Wesley.
and laughing. There wasn't a single person who was like serious about the class and wanted to get work done.
Aside from Wesley sitting in the front of the class, just like, guys, can we stop?
Yeah. So I remember we had to do a partner project, and I got partnered with I don't know who it was, but she was kind of serious about the class, but was not joking. But she would laugh at anything I did say, and I
think it was Maya. Holy shit! I haven't seen Maya in a while.
I think Maya's dead.
But I just
Hunter!
I looked at her. I looked at her and I was like, I just want you to know right now, I'm not going to take this project seriously.
Oh my
and
god,
she was like,
I remember that very moment in health. I remember sitting at a table like behind you, and I remember looking over at you and you sitting there like, I want you to know, this shit ain't gonna be right.
yeah, she totally knew what I was going to do.
Wasn't it like the depression or whatever that we took?
Oh, I remember that.
That was
I remember we did a course on addiction, but
Yeah, I think I
put my desk with a knife.
No.
I don't think that's a good idea. Here, I'm gonna send a picture to the group chat.
I have nothing against any like teachers at all, but it's like how you act really does rub off on your students. It's not just you act one way and then immediately it changes the next day. Like you're not going to see them again. You're going to see them for a good over 100 days, and you have to act like an adult. But also you have to act like an adult, but also act like a friend.
I
At the
will
same
admit,
time.
that is kind of how it goes with the whole, teacher reflects on student, the whole thing like that. Because I remember in Miss Welch's class, she was always like kind of angry at the people who were at the students around, and it always just made me
Welch was okay.
it always just made me be angry back at her. But in Mr. Lowe's class,
Hold on, I'll be
he
right back.
was respectfully just, jaunting around, being a happy fella. And you couldn't help but just be like, yeah, I'm a decently respectful in this class. That's not bad. But,
Yeah.
what did Tanner send? He sent something. I don't remember what he said.
Sorry, I'm closing my blinds.
Close your
Oh.
blinds.
Light on my
I'm
camera
checking
is
my
blind.
parents' phone. It's always good to do that. Anyway, no, I mean, as I said, I got along with a lot of the teachers, but there was some that I just could not really get along with because it's either some of them act certain ways and you don't agree with it, or they do stuff that whatever. And if anybody's watching this looking for like school advice somehow, and they're thinking like, oh, maybe these guys
Ah, yes.
don't.
The place to turn for
Anything-
school advice. Markiplier.
Anything we're saying right now, yeah, some of it's good to listen to because you do get a lot of information from people like us doing this kind of
Who
stuff.
have
Either
done
this
but-
is one of those life hack channels.
Like if you're going to
It-
Mollyyocket, we've gone through the entirety of it, so
Yeah, but I personally have done a lot of things that I do a little bit regret to some of the teachers. I wish I was a little bit more nicer to some of the teachers because I gave the vibe to the whole classroom when we were with Miss La Rosa. I do feel like I had very much to play into the whole class acting like that. If I hadn't
You had
told
more
her
than a
how I was
little
going
bit, Marcus.
let's be realistic. Most of it was Noah.
well, if
Okay,
I
I
hadn't
would say
acted
like
that,
60% was Noah and the other 40 was Marcus.
And other random people in the class.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like maybe
but
only other like
no-
2 random other people.
I think it was
the
like
whole,
making fun of Wesley and someone else.
I don't know who else.
I don't understand
But I
how
remember
so many
we got-
people
I
can
got-
be so aggressive towards teachers. Because I've never been in one of the situations where it's like a teacher and I are mortal enemies, like Marcus and Miss Shea, or Micaiah and Miss Schoenfeld, or Austin and
Or-
Mr. Lowe. I've
or
never had one of
Marcus.
those. Or Marcus
Lowe.
and health teachers, period. I've never had one of those experiences, and I've never been the person to like super cause the whole class to act up because I've been known as the quiet kid, which I'm not really. But
Yeah, not really. You did like a bunch of dumb shit.
everyone
Like you
says on
jumped
the
off
first,
in that hill.
everyone says the first thing that people think when they look at me is that I'm the I'm the school shooter of the group. But no
I
question
think
mark.
that's more Marcus.
I have a small attention span and or like I don't know, I get
You're
angry.
not very
That
yeah.
but people
What's the
mean, you're not
measurement
very
that
loud.
comes after 9mm? Uzi. Reaches
But-
into bag.
but like the moment you actually know who I am, I'd like to think I don't give
You're
off
loud. You're funny.
Thanks, man.
You're
I'd like
very
to think I don't give off the
enthusiastic.
vibes of gonna kill you. But
Unless
people-
you're pointing that barbed wire baseball bat in my face, then I would say otherwise.
well, I have it. But anyway,
Well,
So
how are you gonna reach me
Not
through the
the-
screen with that dummy?
some people have said before that like when I'm angry or like staying to myself, people are scared to come near me.
Well, I mean, like, you look weird when you're, like, completely phased out and thinking. You look, like, super scary.
I remember after health class, I think it was, Marcus and I were going downstairs, I think, to Mandarin, and
Mhm.
he said a line that stuck with me. This is the angry hunter that I'm afraid will punch me in the face. And
Oh yeah,
I took that line
he
for
was
a long time, thinking like, am I really like that when I'm aggravated? Because
I'm
he
pretty
was
sure it
walking
was
down
after
the
like
stairs.
it was the
He
health
was
class where I
walking
was
down the
doing-
stairs.
It was the addiction health class with self-harm.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there thinking to myself and crying. And
yes.
after that,
For
everybody
reasons
was
that we probably shouldn't say on YouTube,
Why not?
but all I'm gonna say is don't do it.
exactly.
No.
But
And I was walking down the stairs with him, and I saw it, and I guess I kind of meant it as a joke. My mechanism, if I see anybody that's down, is when you're smiling or when. Oh my God, it works. Anyway,
What?
when you're. So I had set up a noise thing where if I get a notification, so Tanner, if you send a notification, I found a voice changer and I saved it. So now whenever you send a notification, it's not going to vibrate. It's going to say bunny oh boy oh pow in this really high-pitched noise. It is perfect. But when I see somebody sad and stuff like that, like Hunter was that day, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I didn't mean it as kind of meant to make you think or make you like. I just wanted your expression to change because it's like you feel that kind of energy coming off as like, oh, you don't feel that great. You seem kind of down. Maybe I could do something to lift your spirits.
Yeah.
I have I don't think I've told you guys about it, but during this time, I think it's a substitute for being the kind of person who doesn't really get on teachers' nerves. I think the substitute for that is that when I am upset or angry or what have you, it makes it makes me seem, I don't know. I can't describe it myself because I've never seen it before. But I remember after school. You go ahead.
Well, not to cut you off, it makes you seem like very you just seem enraged, like you're going somewhere and you don't know where, kind of look.
That makes sense.
Well, boys, I hate to butcher this entire very nice conversation, but we're pushing 1 hour into recording. You want to
Yeah.
step on to the second part of the podcast?
All right.
I'll finish the last claim I was going to try to do,
Yeah.
and then we'll push to the second half. So instead of having it be like I, as a person who doesn't really disrupt the class much, in terms to that, when I am aggravated or want to stay to myself, I guess I come off as a little dangerous.
Defensive.
Defensive, dangerous, because after school in general, I remember I was in the play Honk Jr., which was really fun. I really miss those. But I was brought to Mr. Johnson's room after everybody had already left, and this was during the me and Maeve breakup, like the day after, and
Yeah.
Yeah, you were really weird for like a week or two.
Mr. Johnson and Miss Welch were there, and Mr. Johnson brought up that he just started off with, "Are you okay?" Because he said that he was worried during class that I looked like I was going to just get up and start bashing faces in with my knuckles. That's usually how you do it, but
Yeah,
Miss
I
Welch said
couldn't
the same
picture
thing that
using
she-
anything else.
But Miss Welch said the same thing. She was just happened to be there, and she came in after hearing the conversation and seeing I was there. She said the same thing about whether or not I was doing all right, and if there was anything they could do or what have you, and what I was feeling and such. And it was just so weird because I felt like it wasn't that big of a deal, but
Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
awkward talking
If
to
it was-
teachers about personal stuff.
But if it would like Miss Welch wasn't even there for it. She stopped by while walking by and hearing the conversation. So like that just told my
And-
brain like she noticed as well. What?
And those we're at like we got to get to D&D soon, but those kind of teachers, the older teachers, they really do pick that stuff up, and they're not really scared to tell you about it, to ask you if you're okay. They're not
because
gonna
they
beat
have
around-
like barely any self-consciousness. Well, not self-conscious,
they're used to
but like
being around kids.
self-doubt or anxiety.
The same thing happened recently. It's still actually kind of still happening, and I find it so weird that it stretches from not just real world but also remote. Miss Du Bois, I think is how you pronounce
Yeah,
it.
bio teacher.
The science teacher, yeah. She
Yeah.
kept me after one of the classes and recommended me one of the school therapists.
Ooh.
She because apparently she picked up on how I've been feeling and pitched my name to the therapist just to be like, one of the social workers, just to put a name out because she was concerned. Like,
Yeah.
we're in classes where I'm muted and my camera's off. The only thing that happens is if I send like a private chat, but like
Those have like no tone to them because it's just a computer copying down the text and sending
Yeah.
it over.
but a lot has happened. I don't think I'm not gonna take it, but
No,
because I feel like just time is probably gonna do something, but it's just
Time
crazy
does
that
do stuff.
she even realized it. I mean, I'm also just unlucky, man. My dog's dead. My grandpa's dead. I'm single now. I'm here at remote. I have no
Hey, man.
friends. But
Hey, man. Think about it more like this: that you're blessed with the opportunity to be challenged, rather than thinking that it's gonna be very bad. Once you get through it, not only do you have the experience for, say, something comes up and you know now how to handle it a little better, but you also just have those memories to look back on. Like when something worse happens, it's like, this is pretty bad, but I remember the days when this happened, and then you look back on it and you're like, oh my god, that's how I acted, or oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
it's the
could've-
same as like watching a recording of yourself when you're like 9 and watching it during like when you're 15 and cringing over how high your voice was.
Yeah, it's one of
Or
those
like
things.
how you talked.
Any difficulty, any death, I myself, I always try to look at it as they're in the unknown that we'll never know in our lifetime, because we will not know in our lifetime. We will only
Because how
know in
would how would that knowledge reach anyone?
And realistically, I got this not thinking when one of my uncles, he had, one of my great uncles, my dad's uncles, he had dialysis, and he needed it every other week or every week or every other day. And he just decided, you know what? I'm sick of it. He made the decision, and before he died, they went over and visited him, and he wasn't scared, he wasn't crying, he wasn't in pain. He was anxious. He was excited to know what was beyond. He really wanted to know. And any death like that, it's like, if you go peacefully, if you know what is happening to you, you understand a little, you have a deeper meaning at that point.
Yeah. Because, like, my grandfather died of, well, not my actual grandfather. The way that my mom's side of the family works is that my grandmother and my grandfather got divorced after my mom was born. And so my grandmother married another man named Tim Purslow, or York,
Mhm.
one of them. I think it's Purslow. But then when I was about 9 or 10, he was diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer. And by the time I turned 11, in February, I think 9th or 19th, he passed away, and my mom couldn't make it in time. She didn't make it to the hospital. The only one that could was his actual real daughter, my Aunt Sarah, and it broke my mom's heart to not have been able to make it. And my grandmother still has not gotten over his death.
The same
And-
thing happened with my mother. It was my grandfather, her dad, her biological dad. He was the one who passed away most recently. He had lung cancer as well from smoking, obviously, and he was hospital bound for like a long time. And what's funny is he got COVID and went through it and survived it. And then he almost caught it a second time. But what day was it? It was December 10th last year. That afternoon my dog Basil passed away. He had issues with enlarged intestines, and he also had, cysts. He was at the hospital, and we brought him back home because we had just got medicine that could probably help him. And when we brought him back home, he only lasted like a few hours, and he passed away on his bed with my mother and father there, and he's buried over there. But then it was during that night at the hospital, my grandfather passed away from cancer. And the morning during the remote classes that I still had to go to, one of them was an independent Mandarin class, which was tough to go through because it was just me and the teacher for an hour and a half. But my mother was crying downstairs most of the day and most of the morning. And it's obviously better now because it's been a bit, but wants to play some D&D.
I was about to say, I don't want to transition this. I don't. Like, because then I'll sound like a dick.
No, but I kind of want to do the same thing where you guys explain what happened to you and stuff like that real quick. It's not
All right,
very
yeah.
long. My great-grandmother on my father's side, she was a very big part of his life. She took him in when he was like my age because his father went to jail for drug possession and stuff like that. Not like bad drugs, but like pot and stuff. And I don't know what happened to his mother at that time, but she was there for a lot of his life. And she had a seizure or a stroke and went nursing home bound. She was in a nursing home for 20 years. And I think a week or two before she died, she wanted to come up and live near us because she was in a different nursing home. And he didn't go, which I really thought was kind of weird, but my mom went to just sit beside her and stuff like that. But it just kind of put it in perspective because that was the first time I'd actually ever seen my dad cry. Like, that was the first time in a long while. But I don't know. Life's weird. Let's play some D&D.
Play some D&D.
Play some D&D.
So, how this works is I have 3 dice.
Wait, before you
All
start, I would just like to say that the funny thing is that the name of this episode, I was gonna make the talking stick, and originally it was gonna have a super funny meeting, but I like how we somehow added sentimental value to it.
it's always good to just talk to in general. I mean, it's our viewers and stuff like that out there. We're people too. All right, we're not big time famous. We're people too. We have family issues. We have deaths and stuff like that. We just need time to sometimes compress, and you sometimes forget that you have the recording going, and it's just talking to your friends too.
So viewers, the thing to take away from that conversation was spend time with the ones that you're close and even not close to. Just spend times with your grandfather, your grandmother,
Even your pets. It's
even
like,
your pets,
They're all
because they're not going to be here forever.
And after that, remember that it's not all bad, because I guarantee you, Basil's up there eating a shitload of cheese, American cheese, which is what he loves to eat all the time.
and
it gets better
This right,
with time.
this right here too. It's like you kind of understand what's happening once they pass and stuff like that. Once you get through the stages of grief, you look back and you're like, "Wow, I remember
finally
that."
realize that they're gone.
Yeah,
And
you
all that
hope
you can do now is remember the good times.
Exactly.
And wish that there's some damn good American cheese up there.
Shut up, Hunter.
God's supplying him some of the good stuff.
Some of the good stuff.
Some of the finest cheese made out of pure milk.
All right. So, all the depressed
we have
aside, let's play some
we
games.
have a couple dice here. All right, all right. So hold on. Let me get close to the laptop here. All right. So this is not the table I'll be playing on. I'm not playing on this because I'm not doing that. So we have 3 dice. Okay. We have this one, this nice little gray one. That's the 20. We have this nice little dark green one. That's the same thing. And then we have this nice little blue one with splatters, or green one with splatters of blue. So,
all right, boys. You guys start off. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I gotta go check something. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Like a minute, maybe.
Bye. Okay. So what I was gonna do was explain the classes and stuff like that right now, but seeing how he's gone, I'll explain it to you, Hunter. So you're gonna write down the name of your person right here. Okay. So right here where you have this box, you're gonna write down their name.
And I just choose
one,
any name?
Their name.
Just make
and
up
then
a name?
below it, any name.
All right.
But just make up a name. So, for example, I'm going to name mine Farquaad from Shrek. You know, Prince Farquaad.
I'm aware.
And then,
all right, his name is
So
Sean
he's-
Adrian Fishbach.
okay, that's fine. So below it, you're going to write class and then the double dots. Right below it, class and double dots, if you have space.
Okay.
If you have space.
All right.
Okay, so what do you think your stats are? What do you think your class is gonna be? There's many out there. All right, we're not basing this off whatever.
We're like making
But
our own
I'll,
Markimus Prime D&D.
We're making our own Markiplier Prime D&D. So, well,
Class.
we're using some normal classes. So we have Archer. Obviously, you're using your bow. You have the regular swords guy-o. You have your wizards, your rogues, your thieves. Then there's some other kind of things. You have like the druid. You can talk to animals and stuff like that. You have some sort of pyromancer guy-o. This is not a joke. He has very small, like, little fire blitz coming from certain areas. You can be like a little gillfish guy that
What about a new?
can only really
I
survive
would
in
like
water.
to propose. I would like to propose one.
If you say ninja, that's a rogue.
I am not saying ninja. I'm saying, could you be a shapeshifter?
You could
Like-
be. But
like shapeshifter, as in, you know what? I'll make it up on my way. Shapeshifter.
So, but that being said, you're relying on the dice roll as the shapeshifter. Say you want to turn into a zombie, shift your form into a zombie. I can roll this and say you just got a 19, so obviously you're becoming a zombie. But if you get like a 1, you're gonna be like becoming a fish of some. You're not going to always get the thing you want.
Okay. So I think with that, I'm going to say, so if I wanted to say shapeshift into something that'll help me, like say, I don't know, there's a bunch of trees in the way and I needed to like get an axe for a hand or something. I would say like within the, if I wanted to make it like even, would I say like any number between 10 and 20 means that I get it. Any number lower means that I don't, and you get to decide?
So no. So how this works is like 1 through. So when I roll the dice, I have the certain set of rules. So 15 through 20, there's going to be very good odds in your favor. 10 through 15, you're going to have mediocre odds. You're probably going to end up getting what you want. It's not going to be as great. 5 through 10, you're going to have some pretty bad odds, and 1 through 5, you're horrible. You're going to die. So having those, that being said, so like say you get 15
so
through
those
10.
Those are my chances for having what I want to do happen.
Yes, and it's really the outcome that happens. When I was playing this, I tried throwing a fist at a monk, and I think I got a 1 or something. And pretty much, he caught my hand and smashed my face, and I took a whole point of damage from him hitting me in the face.
Ooh.
Note that I was a wizard, and I did not have very much health. I had like 9 health, and then I went down to 8.
Okay,
By getting
Tanner,
I'm back.
Tanner, now that you're here, Marcus, explain that to him. I have to go. My dad has a question or something like that. I have to be right back.
Okay.
Swap
So,
and
Tanner,
rolls.
you're choosing your role. So first off, in this little area right here where you have this smaller box and this big box, okay? See that?
Yep.
So you're going to write the name of your character right here. You're going to leave some space below it, though. But name your character. It can be any name.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay. So below it, you're going to write class with the double dots. Class.
Mm.
Okay? Got it?
Yep. Got it.
Okay. What?
I got it.
Okay. So, you're going to choose your class. All right? So, there's multiple different ones. So, you could be a knight or sword boil, an archer, a wizard, a druid. Hunter decided to be a shapeshifter, I guess. You could be a druid. You could be a necromancer. Technically, that does follow under wizard. You could be like a pyromancer kind of boyo, but like not much of one. More of like actual born of fire. There's just anything you can really think of that's mythical.
All right. I'll go with Archer.
You're going to go with archer? All right. So you're an archer. So write down archer next to your class. And I myself, being Marcus and everything in between, I'm going to be the wizard.
Being a Marcus and everything in between, I'm going to be a wizard.
So pretty much you're going to write in the other side of the corner, however much on the other side of that, you're going to write health. So HP, double dots.
Underneath the name still?
That's great. No, you don't have to. You already have the name. So you're going to write health and then... So,
no, but I mean, do you write it
shapeshifter?
under the name, like where you wrote class, like next to
No,
it?
on the other side of the box.
No, on the other, in this box right here, in this box.
I got it. In the top box.
So-
Okay.
So for me, it's like 10 health. I don't have very much health here. Tanner, you start with 18. You have some good health going on there.
And I made my own, so what do I...
You're starting with 15. You're starting with 15.
16. Take it or leave it.
Not 15. It's got to be 15. I'm
Yeah.
starting with 10. It's
Stop trying to
15.
break the rules.
All right.
Okay. So pretty much at that point, you're gonna get 10 points. Or is it 10? It's 10. So you're gonna write down speed under health. You're gonna write down speed, accuracy, evasiveness, so just EV and for short, and defense.
1 second.
%90 of the time, I'm gonna do what
There we go.
child cartoons and animes do. I'm gonna use the power of friendship to win the battle.
So you have 10 points. You have 10 points to spend. So you can.
Oh, it's like the Fallout
Do whatever you-
customization.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that's exactly what it is.
So, let me go through this. So, if you were to spend a point on speed, that would mean that you can. What's the benefit?
If you
of
spend
having...
a point on speed, you're going first. So I will be rolling the dice for whoever has the highest speed, and then going down like that.
Okay, and then accuracy is
Accuracy. I'm going to be rolling the dice, taking account of what your accuracy is, and seeing if you land whatever you're doing.
so the
Same
chances.
goes
So are
when
you saying
it's-
that the chances, like how, if you up your accuracy, the chances of what you want to happen get bigger or something, like an extra number on it?
Only in a battle. Only in a battle.
Got it. Okay. And evasiveness is
Evasiveness is kind of the same thing, only it's when your opponent's attacking, I take into consideration how much they're swinging for, how much their stuff is, things like that. So it's
So there's a whole lot of math in this game.
Not really. So
all right. Well, I'm
I mean,
gonna go
I'll put
spend
them-
my 10 points. I don't know.
I've
about you
already
guys.
done that.
Oh, well then. Say your stats while I choose mine.
So I put it simple. I have 4 speed, I have 1 accuracy, 3 evasiveness, and 2 defense.
I don't know if this is the greatest, build. I got 2 speed, 3 accuracy, 1 evasiveness, and 4 defense.
You dumped it all in defense.
Oh,
Not at all.
well, let me tell you mine. I have speed 2, accuracy 5, evasiveness 2, and defense 1.
If anything, my accuracy should be 5. I'm the archer.
Hey, I want to be
So-
sure that when I'm shapeshifting, I get what I want instead of like a dildo hand.
That's actually partly true. So now below where your character's name is, so right in this box, you're gonna write items.
Ooh.
So
Damn it, I wrote
Tanner, you're starting off with a like a little quilt of 50 arrows and 1 rusty bow.
50 arrows.
50.
5-0.
Note that bow only does 1 to 2 damage, and then depending on what I roll, where you land it.
Sheesh.
So, Hunter, because you chose Shapeshifter, I'm going to be giving you a rusty dagger, which will deal only 2 damage.
Well, that makes sense
Loser.
because my body is what's meant to deal the most damage. So this is more of a backup.
Yeah,
weapon.
you got to seduce half the enemies.
And then I will be getting a simple
I mean,
staff.
hey, dildo hand. All right.
I hate you, Hunter. Like, this isn't a joke. Consider this a threat.
So in this box, next to your items, on the left-hand side, you should have a box there. What you're going to write in there is ability.
Wait, the one that the box underneath your HP and stats and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. next to your items.
Yes. So
So wait, what
What?
were we writing?
so you're writing ability in that box.
Got it.
So Tanner, your ability is actually very helpful. You have the chance when I roll, when we're in a battle, to actually have an increase in your accuracy. Tanner.
All right.
So you're going to write that down in your ability.
Increase
So
act.
say I roll a 9, okay? And then I roll for your accuracy gain, it's a 15. So I'm going to be adding 3 points of accuracy onto that. So at that point, I'm rolling again and upping what you're doing. So that's a 16. You're going to be landing somewhere in the midsection with an arrow, which should be fatal.
If you guys don't mind, hold on. I'm gonna.
These are not the D&D rules, Hunter. If you're looking them up, I'm
not. I'm going to.
So I picked like the right character.
I wanna
Kind of,
separate.
yeah.
I wanna separate D&D and the podcast. So I don't know if I end the recording and then start a new one if it's gonna save that one, but we're gonna find out.
Well, I mean, like you'd have to extract the file of us starting and add it onto the D&D file.
Or you could just cut it in half. You could
All right,
stop
that is
end the
true.
video.
That's a better idea. That's what I did with the first. What do you call it? Town of Salem video.
Podcast.
All right, keep
Yeah.
going.
Okay. So, Hunter, your ability is you have a chance to whatever you shapeshift into, you actually have the chance to be able to communicate with what you're shapeshifting into. So, for example, you could be like, "Hey, buddy, there, whoa, buddy, oh boy, oh pal, take a breath for a second. Maybe you should
can
think
talk
about
to
what
our
you're doing."
enemies and taunt it.
He can persuade the enemies.
He
So
can
you
taunt
have
the
the
enemies,
ability to-
call them dickheads.
You can communicate with what you shapeshift into. You have a chance to do that.
That's actually
So-
pretty cool.
I'm just gonna write charisma for my ability.
That's probably right.
But
Better
there's
than mine.
not. There's always a chance that it will not work.
I'm standing
What
in front of this
percent is
huge
that?
enemy, and I'm like, "You dickhead!" It doesn't work. And it's like,
So
No, it's just
my
like
ability. Go ahead,
it's a
Tanner.
giant, and it's like, you dickhead. And it's just like it works, and he's like,
So
that's what I thought.
runs
my
away.
ability is the book bag.
Whoa.
So
You have a backpack.
I should actually be a little charismatic here when I say when I played this, I had the book bag as the ability, and every time I had the idea, hey, why not use the book bag as a weapon? I don't know what I was doing to the enemies.
What went through your head?
I ended up killing everybody I met with the book bag.
That book bag
So
is
the
a
book
certified
bag
murder weapon. They're gonna put it in a museum.
Man's got the
So the
got the
book bag
Undertaker
has
that ending.
6. The book bag has 6 uses, so I can use it 6 times.
So you
I
murdered
feel like
six.
if you're
So,
a wizard, you
at
should
that-
have like a spell book or something.
I
instead of
learned spells later.
smacking
So
people
you
The
with
maximum-
killed 6 people with a book bag.
It's miraculous. So pretty much the only spell I really know is like Healing Hands, which I can only like heal like 2 points of damage. Not very helpful.
So rub their foreheads, give them ice, and say you're good. Go back to recess.
Yeah.
Do you learn new spells
So-
as you go on?
Yep.
Yeah, Hunter. That's
Yeah,
how
just
the
like
leveling
you
up process.
guys, Hunter, you're not as open
Sorry,
as
guys.
you think.
I haven't learned. I've never played a game before. Sorry.
Hunter, it's exactly
So-
like the "You Are Special" in Fallout.
That's a good way to
Each
look at it.
dice. Who wants what dice is the question. We have this gray
Yes.
one. We have this green one. We have this green one.
I think the archer should have the smallest one, really.
Okay, Tanner has that one. Hunter,
I'll
which
take
one
the
do you want?
gray.
You'll take the gray one. This one's actually coming from a specialty box, and I get this nice one. So, that being said, let's begin.
Ready to
So,
start our campaign.
Right now, I'm going to a separate page and starting it with walking into the town. You randomly appear, okay?
So wait,
you randomly
hold
appear.
up, hold up.
You're just one
It's
second.
all
You're
three of
there.
us. It's all three of us as a party, right? Us three are going all together at once right now.
Yeah.
All right. Making sure.
Okay, so we weren't there 1 second, and now we're just there.
Spontaneous combustion
What
or
if there
whatever it
was
is.
someone
Spontaneous.
under us when we just suddenly appeared? What?
They're
They
dead.
got
They're
squished.
dead. They're dead.
They're dead. They're
Okay.
in the afterlife.
There was this guy selling
So,
some books,
you
and then we just.
That poor
All right.
child playing with the ring and the stick.
Let's begin.
Let's begin.
You walk into the town, you and your band of travelers, into the town of Spinkelheim. There, you meet a traveling merchant who tells you that there are some real diggity... Oh, crap. There are some real diggity dang things wrong with the town. First and foremost, there's a corrupt government that's taxing people for pretty much anything.
So Spain.
On top of that... What?
So we're in Spain.
No, we're not in Spain. We're in magic times. So
Oh,
pretty much
so we're
you're
in
getting,
Ireland, high on crack.
yes. So pretty much we're getting taxed for everything, is what the man says.
All right.
So, what do we think? So before I continue, he also tells you that some of the higher ups have now gone missing, and if you need any information, ask around town because he's leaving because he's getting taxed for selling shoes and whatnot.
Can we just
And,
right up and kill the mayor?
I imagine it's a.
he's missing.
Oh.
No, he's gone. So where do you go? You have the tavern. You have like a bookstore. You have different stores. Where are you going?
I'd go to the tavern because someone's gonna know something there. Like they're there to forget.
I
Half the
think
time it doesn't
smart.
work.
That's a good idea, but I also think if this was merchant mayor, I don't remember which one, but if this guy's getting taxed for selling shoes, can you imagine the taxes that the person selling books is getting? What if we talk to him
Books
Oh,
are
and
gonna.
discuss about the taxes?
He's gonna want us to pay him. He's gonna want us to pay him for that.
oh,
information.
He would.
So
So the tavern, go to the
I
joint.
myself,
Tavern.
I
vote tavern.
myself am going. But I, Farquaad the Wizard, myself, am going to let you two go travel around the town while I follow the traveling merchant about a mile or so out of town and mug him.
Okay. So we're actually all going to different. So we can
You
actually.
haven't
all
noticed
choose.
we have no money.
So hold on. So wait a second. Hold on. I have the talking stick. So we can all go to different places, and it's just you're just gonna talk to one of us about where we are, and then switch to the other one about what's happening with them. Oh,
Yeah.
so we don't have
So
to.
it's like a cartoon.
It's like that kind of. It's one of those things. Say Hunter goes in the bookstore and you go into the tavern. I'm gonna start with whoever has the highest speed, which I think is Hunter.
It's like my speed
is 2.
My speed is 2.
Yeah, it's Hunter.
Then
Then we roll the die.
but hold on. So it's kind of like
Yeah, Tanner. Tanner.
it's kind
I
of
go
like
first?
that book.
Yeah, you'll go first.
What book? It's kind of like the book Refugee, right? One chapter about one person, another about the
Yeah.
other. All right, that makes
Okay.
sense.
So you're going off
I
to
gotta
mug
roll,
the guy.
I gotta roll real quick to make sure that I can follow the man out of there without acting suspicious. Which he knows I'm with him, so we are acting charismatic towards him. So, where are you guys going?
And
Who's
over
going where?
line
What's
currency.
It's Tanner's turn first, right?
going on? Yeah, Tanner, what are you doing?
Is there an inn?
The tavern is kind
The
of.
tavern is the end. Tavern
Okay,
inn.
so then I'll be going to the tavern.
All right. So, Hunter, where are you going? Are you going with him? What's going on?
I'm going with him to the tavern.
You're going with him to the tavern. All right. So, to make sure nothing bad happens, you guys are good. So you guys
We're
are
gonna get
walking towards the
ambushed by
tavern.
turtles.
You guys are walking towards the tavern when Lucky Tanner finds a schmeckle on the ground. You just got yourself a schmeckle. So where it says items, you're going to write down currency. Or no, you're gonna go right in this column right here.
All
Because
right.
we're gonna have a lot of currency going on. You're gonna write down currency right in that column.
Like right at the top.
And this is per player. No, right at the top of this last column.
Okay.
This is per player. So Tanner has one schmeckle. Me and Hunter, we have nothing.
How do you write schmeckle?
It doesn't matter, just write one.
Channel, you're in a German.
There you go. So you're walking in and you enter. And immediately there wasn't much very happiness going on in the tavern to begin with. I mean, everybody's getting taxed for things they shouldn't be. But immediately everybody's staring at you with eyes of hope and eyes of, oh God, we gotta bury these people. So you walk in and you go up to the person at the bar who's doing the
Bartender.
drinks. What do you say to him?
We're here to help. We need all the information you have.
You can say you're
Hunter.
here to help, but I'm
Hunter's gonna cash the joint.
gonna head up to him and I'm gonna say that I've heard that there's a corrupted government, and I'm gonna, lean over like, what can we do to get rid of them?
Well, Hunter, if we announce that there's a corrupt government, what if there's spies in the tavern?
Then
There are guards in the tavern.
then
and
we
your
might be
wizard
up
is
for
not
a
there.
brawl.
So we're gonna get our shit rocked.
Well, that depends
You're already
on
starting
whether or not
off
we
trying.
win the fight.
So,
We're probably not gonna win.
are you guys? Is that your decision?
Sure.
That's all right.
Let's go with
So
Hunters.
Tanner, we're going with Hunters.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go
I
up
don't
to
like that.
You lean
That sounds
over.
good. Rolls dice.
You lean over to him, and you immediately say, "Hey, we're here to talk to you about this stuff." And he's all for helping. He is all for it.
Okay.
Nobody looks at you. Everybody's back to doing what they were doing before. Nobody looks at you. He offers to help you. He says, "All right, here's the deal, okay? Last we saw, these guys went over to the cemetery with some creepy guy that just came in. They had a lot of our money. We don't know where it went or what happened with it. All we know is there was this giant wagon that some slaves were carrying for them, because there's slaves in this time. But they were with a wagon pulling it. We don't know what happened. We do know, however, these taxes are recent. This was never happening before."
Plot
He
twist. The guy who
also
stole the money
says-
with the merchant that Marcus is going to rob.
He also says that he is offering to help, and he gives each of you 25 schmeckles.
Ooh! I now have 26 schmeckles.
I now only have 25. I'm gonna
Haha, loser.
make a sign. I'm gonna draw a circle and an S in it for schmeckle right next to my 25. So it's
And
easier.
on this same timeline as you get your schmeckles, Marcus, or Farquaad the Wizard, is trailing behind our friendly merchant. And of
Friendly.
course, as our friendly merchant does, he
shoots
gets
you
hit
in
over
the
the
head.
head with a book bag. He gets book bagged.
We take his llama!
Note that I got a 17. So he's
You
getting
killed
book bagged.
him!
He's getting book bagged, and he's getting book bagged bad.
You
So
killed the merchant!
on top of what the merchant had, Farquaad the Wizard rolling a 17 on the attack oh, screw off, gets 3 schmeckles and 1 rusty dagger.
Hey, I got one of those.
Hunter can dual wield now.
Give me it.
And makes his way back to town.
I don't really need to dual wield knives though. I can make my hands into knives. I don't need to worry about holding a knife. So keep your
Why
knife.
can't Hunter just create like the best weapons in the game?
Because I'm level 1.
Well, it depends on the role. It depends on the role. So now that you guys have your schmeckles and the information, what do you do? Are you gonna wait for Farquaad the wizard to come back, or are you just gonna go straight
We
to
should
the
probably
cemetery?
wait so that before investigating.
I would rather wait
Alright, you wait for
outside
Farquaad.
the tavern so he
Well,
can
yes,
actually
wait outside
see
the
where we're at.
tavern so that he knows where we are.
And so
and
the
then-
guards
So-
don't get sus on us.
You say sus one more time, I'm leaving.
Upon attempting to leave the tavern,
Oh, no.
Great.
hold on, wait.
Do I have to
Okay.
shove an arrow up a guy's
Upon
ass?
attempting to leave the tavern, 2 mysterious men get up and quickly bolt in front of you, saying, whoa there, buddy, you're interested in doing this, but we should warn you that a lot of people have come into this town is wanting to do the same thing, and they ended up dying.
Call him on his bluff.
So-
Stab him.
Well, good thing, because we have plot armor.
So they look at you and say, we can sense that you're a little different than the other people.
A little
You're
different
actually-
in the head, kind of dumb.
Huh?
What?
Oh, why Tanner? I don't know what Tanner doing.
I'm turning
Anyway.
on my light.
So pretty much they are actually quite interested in helping you. So they are offering to send along one of their friends with you. Meet little Timmy. All right, little Timmy.
Little Timmy
He's
is a bodybuilder that weighs 320 pounds.
He's not so little, but he is a rogue, and he happens to also have a rusty knife.
What's a rogue?
So he's what? He's
What?
the rogue. He's the rogue. He's
It's
just
his
a rogue.
class.
It's
Well,
his
I know
class.
that.
He's the rogue.
I don't
So
know, like just
You're
picture a guy
that
with
he-
2 knives being all like,
he has grown up. He has grown up around the town. He sees what happens. He doesn't like it, but he never could really go challenge the politicians alone.
But now that we have him and he's got us, we can help each other, and now we got a 4th member of the party.
Don't worry about this.
Tanner's got the
So-
rusty knife. He's living it up.
as we continue on, all right, Farquaad the wizard comes back and is now with you guys again.
Good.
With
He's
his
got what,
rusty
like
dagger.
3 schmeckles?
Schmeckles. Yeah, with his rusty dagger and 3 schmeckles.
How did
So-
we get more money than you, and we just said something, and you robbed
If you must know, I rolled a 1.
It's the beginning
I
of the
rolled-
game. You get good stuff in the beginning of the game.
That's true.
I
Like
rolled a
shape-shifting
1.
ability.
So let's continue on, okay? So, oh crap, wait, hold on, I'm supposed to get 5, not 4. There we go. So,
Wait, do we want to stop at the bookstore first?
I mean, we can.
Or
if we
just go
want.
straight on?
Well, you want to go in there and find out more information?
Well, I mean, what more information do we need? Well, I guess we don't know where we're going, really, do we? We should stop at the
All we
bookstore.
know is that we're going to the cemetery because some shifty guys were going there.
All right, so here's the thing. We have a location, but do we want to stop at the bookstore and check out and see if we can get any extra information?
On the same token, I can also get some wizarding books.
That's a good thing because then Farquaad is more powerful.
It's like how when you're playing The Last of Us and you want to make sure you don't miss a single area because you might get a really good weapon. So
we are going to the bookstore then, right?
bookstore.
Okay.
Bookstore.
So we're in the bookstore.
Don't ask little Timmy what he wants. He's coming with us.
Yeah, little
there's
Timmy
2
doesn't get
levels
an
of the
opinion.
bookstore. There's 2 levels of the bookstore. I go up to the 2nd level. Okay. Oh, I'm going straight to the 2nd level because that's
Wanna
where the
look-
wizarding
wait.
books are.
I
But
want
Clark tells you that. Clark tells me.
wait.
Anyway,
I want to go behind. I want to go behind the building and see if there's anything behind there. I want to look
What?
at.
You can go behind there. You go behind there, and me and Tanner, Timmy go straight in.
Well, maybe you want to bring Timmy for like reinforcement.
I'm gonna bring Timmy. I don't want to be alone.
All right, you bring Timmy.
Then again, you can literally talk to the guy and be like, "Hey, man, come on, don't do this."
Timmy and I
All
are
right.
going. Timmy and I are going to investigate further behind the building.
Okay, so you're going to investigate
Being
further
really
behind the building.
cautious.
I am. I don't trust these
Tanner,
people.
what are you doing? What are you doing?
Talk to the bookkeeper.
You're talking to the bookkeeper. So I'm gonna roll to see which one. Well, I'm going first. So I'm gonna.
The roll decides on like how powerful the book is.
No, it's more me using the book bag to steal books, kind of.
You're an idiot.
You have 3
I'm
spells.
not an idiot.
Just buy one.
Yeah, like I
Give
can
me a
lend you
free.
money, can't I?
So I only have 3, and on top of that fact, I can shove them in the book bag because I'm only on 5 uses left.
Well, is it like every book counts as an action, or like is this all one action?
No, this is
I think he
This
means
is-
uses of his book bag, his ability.
yeah. So we're using the book bag to steal.
He's
a book.
already used it to bash the merchant.
To kill
So-
a merchant just trying to sell shoes.
I wanted money. So
From
You got 3 speckles! Tanner has 6,
So-
and we've been in here the same amount of time, and you have 3.
so Farquaad the wizard steals a book successfully, apparently.
Successfully.
Well, he gets a book and is barely able to steal it. He steals a lightning bolt. Not the most
And
powerful,
falls down the ladder and dies.
not the most powerful book he will be getting, but he has not left the building yet either. So it's in
It's
his
an
book bag now.
upgrade. It is an upgrade.
It's
from
it's
0.
an upgrade. Do you learn it the second it goes into your book bag?
No, I earn it the second I leave the building, which is where I'm going next.
So
So,
if you get
it's
caught,
like-
you're screwed over.
So it's like exiting the building as a checkpoint.
yes. So, Tanner, you ask the clerk what's going on here. The clerk's not so kind to you and is kind of, well, what do you ask the clerk?
We heard about suspicious activity in the cemetery. We were wondering if you knew anything else.
He kind of like does one of these, like, you know, he's one of those like weird hermit people. It's like, so he gets a map and he says, you know, in this cemetery, there's a lot of people buried there. You know, this town has a lot of dead people. We don't know
That's how a
why,
cemetery works.
but
Tanner, grab that
Wow.
map. We need that.
he
I
gives
take the
you
map out of his hand and shove an arrow up his ass.
he gives you the layout of the cemetery. So now you have the layout, which you don't need the map. I can just figure it out from there. You just have increased.
So I just memorized it.
So, Hunter and little Timmy.
All right. Sneak into
Gonna
the
get
back. What did I
ambushed by
find,
crabs.
Marcus?
So, upon going behind the bookstore, you find a trash can. Not much of a trash can, more of a trash bin box.
All
There
right.
are books in it. There is a book in better arming yourself, becoming better at certain things. You just got an extra skill point to put into where you want it to go.
Oh. So, like, I found a special book in Fallout 4, and I get to add it to my
Yes,
skill.
you just
I get
did.
to add it to my
Yes,
skill.
under the baby's crib.
Under the baby's
Yes,
crib?
you just did.
All right. So,
Man, I wish I did that.
I only get 1 point, right? 1 point to
Yep.
add?
You only get 1 point, but little Timmy, on the other hand, comes over to you. Okay. He says, hey, I've read one of those books before. I know exactly what to do. And he takes it after you read it. So you spend your skill point, and then he takes it, and he's gonna show it to all of us.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to first
So
go...
So he's actually helping. He's not like a traitor.
Tanner, each of us get a skill point too.
I'm going to add my skill point to defense. So I went from 1 defense to 2 defense.
I went from 1 accuracy to 2 accuracy.
Went from 1 evasiveness to 2.
All right, so
I didn't find anything else back there, right? Just the book?
just the book. So me
The
starting.
old man peeing in the corner.
Nice. So Farquaad the wizard
Takes Rusty Knife.
happens to bump into somebody on his way out, trying to get down the stairs.
Don't let him search your
He
book bag.
This somebody is also trying to steal a book. And he leans over to said somebody and says, "Hey, maybe I could just take one of the books you got in there. I mean, that would have been that. I'll let you go and you let me go."
But if you
And-
report, you could get more books or money.
Yeah, but I mean, you get another book. I mean, you don't know.
That's
I would just take it, bro. Wait, hold on. I heard a noise. Give me a
Oh.
second, guys.
Pull the good old Rusty Knife trick on him. And then take his books and then leave.
I gotta go. So we're gonna wrap it up here.
All right.
We're wrapping it.
We'll continue
So-
our campaign later.
Yes, we will. See ya.
All right.
So, yeah.
So this is what? Been episode 3?
Yes.
Shrieking Shrooms?
Episode 3, Shrieking Shrooms, the talking stick. All right. We out.